I think one has to acknowledge that it was a very physical match, and we did expect that anyway. You could imagine a team that had not won in a very long time, fighting for their lives, and at the back of maybe the 2 victories we had, I thought they wanted it more than we did, and it showed. The match got physical at some point, and I thought they won more of the battles. I don't know the number of fouls that were committed on the day, but possibly, if we go to the table, there's likely to be more fouls from their side to us. But they won their duels, which is then a lesson to us. And an immediate one is the one that you could think of, Kantsundwana and Phillips, our right back and their left striker or left midfielder. It was intense, and to an extent where I thought maybe it could have been dealt with a bit better. But it's part of the game in the PSL. The match itself, first half, we didn't look who we are. Second half got better, and we conceded just at the beginning of second half, just as we're trying to make the subs, because we realized that they were pressing us high, and we did not have the comfort and the confidence to bring the ball from our defensive third into the midfield to further go forward. And as we're about to do that, and then we suffered a setback, and we had to fight. But since then, after the subs, we could see a Moroka Swallows that really wanted to play, that was really probing, going forward, especially on the left side, Sam. There were more entries in the final third from the left, where Sam was going. And apart from that, the chances as well we created, I thought first half there were not as much, but the pressure we put in the second half, there's a ball that I don't know how it couldn't go inside the net. The one that was played by Phillips, and then it went into the upright crossbar. Gabadino couldn't get it inside, and it ended the way it is. But again, one has to compliment Kaitano Tembo and Richards Bay for coming to our field with more desire and determination and going away with 3 points. It hurts. Have we been affected by the stoppage on the FIFA week? I don't know. I wish it did not happen, because we had a good ride and a good momentum. But we'll have to start afresh again, looking forward to Stellenbosch on Tuesday. The match itself, a result we did not want. We wanted to win, get 10 points and stay on top like everybody else. And unfortunately, we got what we deserved, and this is what we'll have to accept.
Coach, I'm looking at the Andy Lejali starting from the bench. What's the thought behind that after having served the suspension and knowing very well that we're going to play a physical team? You did not make use of him from the onset.
Yeah, to be honest, it's on merit. And again, you want to send a message where you get rewarded for performance. The past 2 matches we won, and to be honest, you want to say, let me give compliment and also give a bit of reward to the ones who did their best. We know the quality is good, and he's comfortable with that anyway. You're also managing the team and not wanting to send a message that no. After suspension, we know his quality. Then you can walk into the team. In as much as you're saying, no, you're not going to do it because of pride, but it still has to benefit the team. And there were no cracks, to be honest. And the other thing, again, we have to consider is that Richards Bay on its own, I think they're on counter-attack, they're one of the deadliest teams in the league. There's a ball they got from a corner, if you remember. They went straight, it ended up a foul on top of our box, and you could see how they come out. Now, all those, the decisions, they give you comfort to say, no, it's okay, man. Because AJ is not a kind of player who will sprint 60, 70 yards. Bafana has work ethic. Umchali had been doing well. Makubela as well. No Malinga. The midfield 4. It did a great job in the past 2 matches, and then so let's carry on with it. But one good thing is that as soon as he got in Nopalani, you could feel the difference. The team was settled. The team had power. The team had confidence. You could feel the team had something that you can't describe. Unfortunately, we couldn't just get a goal. So we just say, okay, we see what he's done. And we also acknowledge what Bafana, what Mchali has done, what Makubela, no KG. in his absence, and we welcome him back, and he looks good. Palani looks good as well, and it's good to have such a headache then.
Coach Lorenzo from the Pesky Times, you mentioned in the previous one that every team is going to have a victory, one match or another.
Exactly correct.
Frustrating that they started with you guys.
Yep.
Or do you think that is a wake-up call that that 2 wins doesn't mean that things are going to come easy?
It's way too early in the Premier League. It's way too early. The team that has played the most number of matches is Sundown 6. Everybody else is on 5, maybe Pirates at 4. It's too early. But the 2 wins were very important for us. They gave us a bit of confidence in the work we're doing, and they also sent a message to the players to say, hey, this thing seems to be working. And this setback then says you gotta work even harder. But again, you don't have to be too emotional and not see the positives out of how they had been coming, the wins they had, the draw. You do reflect on the loss as well. How did we lose? We knew they are counter-attacking. Now we had to look after the ball. If you look at how we conceded the goal, we get the ball, it goes to the left, and then we try launch. It comes back, drops into the midfield. We don't fight for the ball. They get the ball, and then they go on, and then we can't defend well inside the box. Those are things that you zoom in. So our defensive organization was not proper. It does not then say it puts water to all the work that they've done. There's a lot of great work they've done. In fact, I'm sure in terms of possession, we should have been higher than them. In terms of attempts at goal, except when they came on a counter-attack, we looked like a team that was deliberate and intentional in their creation. Those are all positives you look at. You don't have to shoot everything down. You still need them because on Tuesday you have another match. But again, that it happened to us, it happened first with us, it hurts. And we did mention that listen, the same like we had Cape Town Spurs. We said Cape Town Spurs had not been winning, and it cannot start at our expense. We passed that test. We said the same here. We said these guys had not been winning around. The last time they won a match was in January. It should never start with us. But listen, this is football. There are no guarantees of victories. There are moments where you bring top preparation, but the outcome becomes different. But because of the outcome, you don't then have to abandon the process. We still have to keep working.
Coach,
yes,
you
sir.
mentioned the disadvantage of the break, but it looks like the gods of football didn't allow you to just steal one at home. What did you attribute this to?
It is something that you can't prove, but you can only speculate based on the result. The outcome, as it now says, we lost a match and we had been winning just before the FIFA date. Do we have any guarantee or certainty that if there had not been a FIFA period in between, we played Richards play just immediately after those 2 matches? Do we have a guarantee that we would have won? Nobody knows. But then you are saying, look at it in the manner that you are in a momentum that is positive. You are doing well, your sweet victories are coming, the opponent is under stress, they have no time to prepare, you meet them. The possibilities are you could have gotten a positive result. That then they had all the time to prepare for the FIFA during the FIFA date. We also had time to prepare. It's only a question of now be careful. Don't put it too much in your head that FIFA days come. Okay, now that you lost a match, you said, no, it broke our momentum. Now forget that. Look at it as part of the game and say, listen, it could have happened anyway, even with or without the FIFA date. But it does affect your rhythm and momentum.
Zuma coming in and at the expense of a defender.
Yeah.
Thought maybe we could steal one.
I thought so. Ukwanda just comes back from a knee injury. And when you look at the goal itself, how he got turned inside the box, you can see someone who still had issues with turning. Ukwanda is a hell of a good defender, good on one-on-one. Now you don't know whether the injury as the game went on and on, because it was quite physical. There were a lot of turns, there were a lot of jumps, and physiologically, if there's a lot of turns, you need knees. A lot of jumps, you need knees. But how long can you go with that? then that niggling pain or injury comes, and then you start feeling it, and then it affects you. And you could see he was limping, and then we decided, you know what, anyway, we're chasing a match. What sub can you do? Do you want to bring out Umchali? He was doing well. You want to bring out Umakuela? He was doing well. You want to bring out Ukaba? Ukaba has a goal. You want to bring out Mabasa? They have a goal. Those are all 4 attackers. You want to bring out midfield? You just got AJ Nopalani as new midfielders. Now, the only people you can try manipulate are the back 4. Do you want to bring out to Sam? Sam is doing well. He's going that side and he's bringing crosses. You want to bring out to Keenan? Keenan Phillips as well is going in. Where can I play around? Let me go for the centre back anyway. And then do I have a solution in terms of when I bring out the centre back? Yeah, I can slot in Palani. It's still a plus. He can still adapt. He's got the range. He can play. Then when Palani went to centre back, you introduce a Zuma who anyway is an attacker. He adds energy. And you could see that the decisions we took, they were more logical and positive, wanting to influence the game. And in my opinion, they were all good, positive decisions. We can't regret any.
Coach,
That.
2 questions. Any similarities with Stanley's, because they are quite good on
Yeah, there will be, correct, yes. You're
a
right.
little bit similar as well. And then just your thoughts on the window. Are you done, or you can never say you are done with a few days before?
You can never say you are done, so. And to be honest, when I left the pitch, I had an interaction with the Richards Bay coach. He says to me, hey, but you guys have a good team. Yes, we do have a good team. We have trust, we have confidence, we believe in this team, but you never stop searching and looking. I think without sending message to the team, because if you say we need maybe a center back or you need a striker, players are going to read the comment, and whoever plays at that position starts thinking, am I not enough? Unfortunately, Keegan Allen, still injured, had a fracture, should be back in no time. But in terms of if we had possibilities to go crazy, where would it be? I think we need to be stronger on the left side of our defense. Vos is doing well, is okay, but you need another player who can help him as well. On the right, you have Kwanda. On the right, you still have Keegan Allen. There's also Usipo. But we are not desperate in response to your question. We are not desperate to say we need desperately a center back or a striker, but we keep searching. And as soon as the window closes, you still have an opportunity for those who are free. There's lots of players, good players who will be coming on free transfer. There's also lots of recommendations made by a lot of people we're sitting on. We'll just have to sift through and check. But unfortunately, you can't sign everybody. You just have to go and check which positions are crucial. We should 1 or 2. There are areas I think we need to strengthen. Still is same. Counter attack. They won't let you have the ball as well. And as soon as they get it, their front runners are crazy. They just get behind the line. We've seen it, we've known it before. And I think the one thing that we would need to do, how we utilize the ball, how we look after the ball. If we commit the errors we committed today, we won't find joy. So we need to be smarter, play with more confidence. But if we can take the same performance we had in the second half, where you looked after the ball, you were brave, you were not scared. There were very few counter-attacks. You never exposed the ball, because every time you send the ball to a team that plays on a counter-attack, you're in trouble. So you cannot. So we need to play more with security on the ball and maybe close to one another, so that if it gets lost, we're in a position to counter-press. Because if it goes long, the distances are big, you can't counter-press. So you then have to drop. And if they play the ball early, this is what happens, like it happened today. And worse, one thing that I didn't like, I think we could have done better. We didn't challenge the balls in the air. Sometimes the ball comes and then drops inside the box. A center back, I play center back. No ball would ever drop inside the box. And if the ball comes in there, you got a challenge. But then if you're facing Unsundwa and he's big and he's quick, up against Phillips. He tried his best. But you could see the kid was coming out in dressing room at halftime. He had to put ice on the head. But everybody must go through the battle. Our defenders must be prepared to go through hell. That's how it works when you're a centre back.
Coach, just zooming in one of the players that you signed.
Yes, that.
You, yeah, the Swallows from 97. Just a bit of.
Usam is Pirates, ne? Usam Katlakatle is a Pirates player, and yeah.
Second season, actually.
Yes. But the question is legit. So he's got great value, and I don't know, even Umabas, and coaches need to be very careful because the comment you make is not only a response to the question. It's a message to whoever looks at the response to the question and who is spoken about. Then it refers to the handlers of the person spoken about. There it goes again. Let me break this down. If I make a comment that is careless around, let's say, Umabasa or even Ubongani Sam, you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about the handlers, Bakamabasa no Sam. And the interpretation by people who handle those individuals of the response must also come across to me as a responsible comment. If I were to say, hey, we are lucky to have Sam and Mabasa, they are good players, make no mistake, and indeed we are lucky to have them. And then someone who comes from the camp where they come from, then would say, but why then aren't they there? Then you're stirring something that you're not supposed to be stirring. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm putting this background so that when I respond to this question, it is clear that I'm not insinuating. There are no undertones. I'm responding to the question. Sam is a hell of a good player. And he's got a lot more of what we need than we could get anywhere else. So we are lucky and blessed. The same with Mabas. Good player. The guy can finish, he's got work ethic, he can press, he's got energy, he sees the game and all that. And unfortunately, these are not our players, but we are just blessed to have them. So when you ask about Sam, he's an asset. Given a chance, given the money, you could buy him, and you wouldn't regret. He's an investment.
Coach, I'm funny that it goes back to the players.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen a change of personality in Nevadaya Makubela. The boy was almost giving up.
Nangomunye
somewhat.
futhi.
But
Nangomunye futhi. It goes to the same question ebuzwala uneva. I don't know what the question is going to be, but already I'm getting provoked to have the similar comment.
No.
He's doing well. He's doing well, and whenever you can't question, listen, the guy has got work ethic like hell. He understands the game, he gets turned and all that. So again, Shaba, we are blessed to have him with us.
Can I ask my question then?
You're more than welcome.
For a player who was looked at as second best.
Yeah, Ibon, you go back to the same thing. No, but okay, Shaba, let me listen.
How much was it for you to take care of his mental being, looking at Tina Siamaz, while I look, we know what he's capable of, we know what he has done before, all on the field of play, whether professionally or amateur level. But what have you done to him mentally that now he looks more strong and he plays with more confidence here, whereas before he would play with an attitude that you have to look over his shoulder, which even if ngalgibela coach Mangbegale uzothi wenzani.
We do fight a lot with them, with all of them, Shaba. And you need to understand the people you work with. I think one of the greatest weaknesses that we coaches commit is that we lack the understanding of the person before working with the professional. But when you have the understanding of the person, it's easier to deal with the professional. If you understand a Makubela from a personal point of view, as a person, and understand a Mango as a person, understand a Jali as a person, understand a Mabasa as a person, that translates even better to the professional. Obangane Sam, if you don't understand him, you'll mistake him for arrogance because he's got that demeanor. Ujali, you'll mistake his confidence for arrogance. Omakubela, you'll mistake even his physical appearance for a player. So he looks awkward just when you look at him. You'll think, no, there's nothing that will come out here. But when you know what is contained in that engine, you earn the respect. And that's how I view them. First, understand the person, then you can deal with the professional. But he knows when he commits an error, we do not ask second questions. We tell it as is, with respect. So it is important to know how to lead these folks because they are different. They are different characters, different personalities. So if you handle each one of them with complete understanding, while driving and dragging the blanket of the team around everybody, you will succeed. Omar Kubela, we didn't do much. And the benefit is that I worked with him, got Golden Arrows. We had a great relationship. And there's a stage where I was even asking him to say, never, izopema nini. Now, when we say never, I bear me. That's when he starts to touch the ball and flip the ball and make love to the ball that when you're sitting there and watching him, you say, but goodness me, look at this artistry. So he has not gone to that level of artistry and enjoying the ball and the game. And then he said to me, Coach, izopema, but okwamanje, sisasela. We're still trying to build a solid foundation. There's going to be a time where we say, let loose of the dogs. But that time is not now yet. It's coming.
Coach, there's obviously like a running narrative in Gauteng now where our attendance is not as good as the rest of even Bafana, Pirates, Chiefs. What would you attribute, or we may be doing something wrong in this province that it's not attracting so many fans as it should?
Yeah, this thing needs, you can do MBA with this thing. But I think to be fair and honest, Pirate supporters are coming in numbers. When they play at Orlando, you love seeing the vibe. Chief supporters as well, but FNB is such a monster. When you have 40,000 there, it looks like you got 10,000. So it's huge, not unless it's a derby. But in my opinion, to be honest with you, they do come to those matches. Maybe the invitation must be extended more to our people here at Dobsonville. But again, it's a question of chicken and egg. Which one comes first? Do you play well that it becomes irresistible and you cannot miss that match? I have to be there on Friday. Or they come and ignite the fire that we play well. So you don't know which one comes first. Then what you do, deal with the one that is in your hands, so that the other one that is further there gets an invite by completing your brief. Moroka Swallows must play beautiful, attractive football, win matches, create a vibe. If you had about 4,000 people here, when they leave this ground, next week, Wednesday, or whenever we play here, they must know that I have a date with these folks. I must go to Dobsonville again. But you create that. One of the things that makes these teams not to attract as many people as expected is lack of identity. Who do you identify with? If I want you to attend my function, you must have some sort of a relationship with me. So we need to identify with people. In a perfect world, Moroka Swallows comes from Dube or Moroka Swallows plays in Dobsonville. This Dobsonville must just understand that Moroka Swallows is our baby, but we do not create that. What happens with other clubs, even the club I played for in Turkey, they create a vibe of community where clubs in the EPL, simple social responsibility. I'm going to say something very controversial. When Julia Stewart gets a job in England, in the EPL, she's a great presenter. She understands it. She stops. But it is strategic as well. so that they capture the audience of Africans who can identify with Julia. They could be in Ghana, they could be in Gabon, could be in Congo, could be in Nigeria. So EPL says the relevance of association, when they see this lady, they see themselves. So the same goes with football. That's one point we're missing. So if a team like, say, Tottenham says, no, we need one of our own from our youth structures to be there. You know what they're saying? They are capturing their audience. Their data says, hey, one of our own is here. Imagine a Tottenham Hotspur with players who come from different places, and the people there can't identify with that team. They will never support it. So where we lost it, it is when we do not buy them so that they have a sense of ownership. I listened to Metro FM the other day. It was a transition from Andile with the lady who goes immediately thereafter. Faith tops. Faith says one of the reasons Bafana does not get the support that is expected is because we do not, something to the effect, I can't quote her verbatim, she was so brilliant, I liked the idea. Similar to they cannot associate with the team. Let's sell them something that gives an understanding that this is their team. Let me cite an example. There's a big brouhaha with regards to the comments that no, but chief supporters won't go to the match because it becomes anti. Now that is a negative trigger. Take the same trigger, make it a positive, where they can own up instead of disown. Now they disown because of the negativity in the statement, but they can own if the statement is positive. So there is a way to captivate and capture people by saying, identify with. The era of membership cards and this and that was a sense of pride. I'm a card-carrying member of. I'm a card-carrying member of. I'm wearing the regalia, this. People identify, there's a sense of pride. But if there's no one who has a pride in you because they cannot identify with you, they cannot support you. So it's deeper than just the way we look at it, but it can be sorted out. Clubs must find a way to associate with communities, and part to that is to engage and involve communities, that communities can involve and engage with them and identify with them. You will see they will fill up stadium here because they are proud that these are our people.